Hi all, I lurked quite a bit, but seldom post as I have just been wanting to learn how everyone has dealt with their betrayal. My M50's wife, F50's, cheated on me a few times about 7 years into our 34-year marriage, for I think a period of 6 months. I trusted her completely until the OBP called me and told me what happened. He was a co-worker that she told me was gay. Turns out, nope. In any case I confronted, she admitted, and we moved on. Rugs swept after hysterical bonding. It always seemed to not add up, but I let sleeping dogs lie. The past year, I've been in therapy and was advised to communicate my doubts and struggles I've been holding on to for all these years. After the initial, "Why are you bringing this up after all these years?" She finally confessed to the things and suspected with her AP, mostly how many times and what happened, who started it, him, who ended it, she says her, etc. I never understood if she ended why was OBP, the one to tell me and provide evidence. Still don't believe this, but this long after, I probably will never know. This brings us to last night. We are traveling and went out for cocktails last night. She got really, really drunk. In fact, she is still on the couch feeling sick. She was asking how my therapy was going as I have PTSD from military service, which led me to discussing the affairs with my psych. I told her I feel much better since we started communicating more effectively, and that I should have not. Rugs swept all those years ago, as I think that is why I never really healed. I told her the sex wasn't what upset me so much, but the lies and betrayal. Wish she had been honest with me at some point over the years, and just put it all on the table so we could get it behind us. I told her I still to this day don't completely trust her. So, drunk wife and I were having a nice chat about this. She said she always assumed that I messed around in college, which I absolutely did not. She didn't believe me, so I said talk to any of our friends at the time. I whipped out my phone and said, "Who would you like to ask?" She said one of my buddies that she knows, so I called him immediately. Let him know that my community and I are being completely honest and wanted to get all the truth out and to please truthfully answer any questions that she had. He laughed and I gave her the phone and left to use the restroom so she could ask anything. I knew she wouldn't find out anything because I drank a lot but was married and had no interest in messing around, went to college after military and was married since 18. Come back from the restroom and she was crying and said that I truly was innocent. I told you, honey. So she feels better that her suspicions were not founded and she relaxes and we keep enjoying the night. Since college came up, and my being the old guy of 30 at my college parties, and just drinking, as I saw everyone as a kid, she said she knows the feeling. Again, she was super drunk. She said when she went to her sister's, 6 years younger, homecoming at her college since she was in the court. She said to a frat party after with her sister and my soon-to-be brother-in-law. Said she got drunk and hooked up with a college guy, she says just kissing. My biddle somehow came in caught him, asked what the hell was going on, and threw the guy out. It was my bill's frat, and the other guy was just a guest. I just let it roll hoping she would continue, and perhaps tell me about something else so. I didn't want to interrupt. I really wanted this to be behind me. So here it is. Now I know that she did something with a younger college guy, that my bill had to break up. I love my biddle and sell to the moon and back. They are my favorite people and I am their kids' godfather. I have no idea what to do with this. This happened about 5 years after her initial affair, when we were supposedly reconciled. When she brought up going to the college homecoming without me, I told her I was uncomfortable. She called me controlling and I need to get over the affair. Now I doubt that the two guys before I found out the first time and this innocent only a kiss are the end of it. I also don't believe that it didn't go further than a kiss. Here is my dilemma. Should I just let it go 20 years later? I kind of want to again pin her down with an ultimatum that if she doesn't come clean, to everything prior in our relationship. I'm gone. I also don't know what to do about my betrayal and Seal that knew about all this and never told me. I am just so exhausted with hanging on to everything. I went from thinking all the nonsense he was long behind us, but now I don't trust her at all. Sorry for the wall of text, but I honestly don't have anyone to talk to about this. I am stuck with her at Disney World for the next 2 weeks, and I kind of just want to leave and go home alone. Am I making a bigger deal out of this than I should? I feel like a jealous and obsessive jerk for not being able to get over this. Not sure if that is gaslighting or what. I would really like to hear thoughts and advice. I really love her, and she is pretty much the only person I ever had a relationship with. I'm kind of broken. I was ready to retire in 2 years with her. Now I am think of just leaving. Let it update. Thank you all for the kind support and comments. I was sitting, reading this thread and stewing. I told her we need to talk, and she knew what was coming. I told her what I was thinking, how hurt I was. I will be calling my Biddle for his side of what he saw. Apparently, my SAL was in a different part of the house, also tipsy, and had no idea. I'm assuming her future husband eventually told her. Basically, at this point, I'm going to preserve my options. Let her know I made a complete listing of every extracurricular since we have been married, then MC. She and I are already in IC, made due to military injuries, CTA, and PTSD. But I'd also talk about this stuff and her for depression and dad issues. I didn't promise her I would stay. I told her I was only considering it and it's 50-50 leave or divorce. She said she figured I would feel that way, but that event was the last thing and she wanted to get everything out, and that is why she told me. In fairness, the original D-Day didn't end well. If it happened today, would have been arrested, kicked in his door and beat the piss out of him. I was still in college and playing hockey. I didn't react well, and she was worried about how I would react. This is fair. I will update as things progress. But I am going to follow this plan for the time being. I did say divorce was completely on the table, and she believes it. She told me she knows she broke me, and as she is now an old lady in her own words, that isn't her anymore and she only wants me to heal. Can't see things clearly yet, so I'll reevaluate after cooling down and at least one MC session. Thank you all. I really don't have anyone to talk to about this.